welcome back to another educational bird video to teach you how to care better for your birds. I am filming this on the same day as I filmed the last video, so don't judge me for the same outfit because I'm just doing this all in one take. I wanted to discuss today about prepping your home properly in order to allow your birds to fly freely in your home and prevent injury or causing them to do anything that will make you believe that they need to be clipped or caged, because there is always a way to modify your home in order to keep them safe and allow them to fly. My birds are out 24/7 of the day, even if we're not home, because our home is completely safe for them to travel along with, and they have never gotten hurt for the whole time that we've had them. I did this as well with my old cockatiel, and you know, there are preventive measures and ways to just cause them to safely roam around in your house. So preventive measures that you can be taking is, one, keeping ceiling fans off. Ceiling fans have ended up killing a lot of birds because they end up flying right into them, even if it's going at a low speed, and it just immediately kills them. So it's important that if it is a hot day, just turn on the AC, put on a floor fan that's caged, the Dyson, just nothing with blades to end up hurting them. You could just walk in. Hi, what are you doing? Just on my nightstand. The second one is that if you are not using your stoves, that you turn them off and keep them covered either with, wood, plastic, or just put your pots and pans over the stove tops. As well, if you are using your stove, then you make sure that you are in front of it at all times while cooking. You don't leave it unattended. And you are using Teflon-free pans in order to cook so that they are completely safe. If you're using anything like frying oil, where oil is splatting everywhere, make sure you don't even have them at all in the kitchen because they can burn themselves. If you're opening up the oven, make sure that they don't come to you. They're not able to come to you. These are just small preventive measures that you can do. The next one is exposed wires. If you have any wires just out, chargers, anything like that, just make sure that you keep them covered, you keep them hidden, and they cannot access it, because your bird can get electrocuted if they're nibbling on it while it is plugged in. Even if it's not plugged in, you don't want them biting on it because the metals can cause metal poisoning if they are chewing on it. The next thing is keeping your bathrooms closed and your toilets closed. There has been, incidents where your bird has flown into the toilet, and birds cannot swim, so they just have drowned without people realizing. So I like to do both preventive measures, keep the toilet seat closed and the bathroom closed unless I'm in there with them and they're taking a shower and I can surveillance them. But it is important to keep that closed in order to keep them safe. Keep all cleaning supplies away and locked up. If you do have things like bleach or just cleaning supplies, or any other toxic things for them, like avocados, for example, make sure they are stored away. They are not out in the open where they can get into it and start biting through it or licking it. So anything that's not good for them, keep it stored away. If you are bringing these things out, make sure you are able to be surveillancing them or keeping them away from it. Next thing is very important to introduce them to windows and let them know what windows are. So in order to do this, you can either use the method of tapping on the glass, making them see it, bonking, their beak against it so they realize it's a solid surface. You could also just close the blinds and curtains while they're practicing flying around. You can also put, posters or sticky notes against the window in various areas so they realize that, there's something there. It's a solid surface. They can't get through until they get the idea through their head. It's also really important to clean every little top corner that you can get. They can get to those places and places you never thought you would really have to be cleaning, but they'll find a way to lick dust because apparently that's more tasty than some fresh fruit. Make sure you have everything clean, you're constantly cleaning so there's no bacterial buildup and they're not getting to places that, can potentially end up causing bacterial infection in them. The other thing too is that if you have any light glass at the tips of your counters, that they're put away, because yes, your bird is able to push them off your counter, break glass, and any broken glass is dangerous, and I'm sure you as well don't want your glass broken. It's as well important that, I've said this before, you go through exposure therapy for any abrupt sounds, any, loud noises or anything that they are used to it, or that at least if they get scared, they know to fly to a landing spot or somewhere else that is not into the window, which is why we teach them what windows are, and we also give them an open space to fly into. They are able to fly through our whole apartment. They know that there's landing spots everywhere, and that's the other thing that I was gonna say. It's very important to have landing spots. So we have tons of ropes and poles everywhere around the house that they can just get to. They also like to stand on top of doors, and you know, if they get spooked, they're gonna try and go towards those places instead of trying to get out. So a lot of the times while you're away, maybe your bird can see a hawk fly by, maybe construction, maybe, you know, if you live in a building, you know, they're doing the window cleaning and they're dropping like wires down, they could think it's giant snakes. It's really important that, you know, either you close the windows, or you know, you're keeping them safe by giving them places to land, and you're teaching them to go to those places if they do get scared. But exposure therapy is always the best, so that there is nothing that's scaring them and that they are completely safe by that. So whether you choose to keep them out 24/7 or bring them out when you're home surveillancing them, you either way will have to make modifications to your home. Windows, if you're gonna open up your windows, make sure they do have a mesh netting on them so that they can't just fly out the window. And for doors as well, make sure that if you are opening the door, that they are not anywhere around the door where they can see. Birds can be pretty quick and pretty sneaky sometimes, so make sure you put them in a completely different room and close the door if someone else is coming out through, like, let's say the backyard, the balcony, or the front door, or anything like that, so that they can't, you know, like, try and escape by accident. There's always preventive measures to preventing them from escaping, preventing them from getting hurt in your house. It's just a question of, are you willing to make these modifications or not? If you're not willing to make these modifications, then please consider another pet, because you will have a complete lifestyle change in your house, and sometimes you just can't have, you know, so many nice things or things that you want because of your birds. I warn you guys now that your birds will get into your furniture, your wood stuff, your, you know, cloths, your towels, and there will be holes and destruction everywhere. That is just part of having a bird. No matter how much stimulation you give them, no matter how many things you give them to bite on, they will always find their way into destroying your precious items, and that's just something you live with. You cannot train a bird the same way you can train a dog or a cat, because they are still wild and domesticated animals, no matter how well trained they are. So I hope this video helped to give an idea about what to do in order to keep your birds safe if you want them to have the freedom that they deserve in your home. And as well, please do consider doing this instead of clipping birds' wings. If you do think that clipping a bird's wings is the answer instead of modifying your house, please check out my video about why wing clipping can get your bird killed. Aside from that, please give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video, hit subscribe if you want to see more of us, check out our social media links down below, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!